Hello YouTube, Ram55 here, coming back with my next installment in my Race07 series. We're racing in the Porsche Mobil 1 SuperCup series. Today's the second race in the series, and we're racing in Barcelona, Spain on the Valencia track. Here's the location of the track over on the Mediterranean side of Spain. The circuit's 2.5 miles long, and since we're racing 30-mile races, it's 12 laps. And here's some images of the track. Here's my qualifying lap at Valencia. The end of a very long straight, top speed, slam on the brakes, shifted down into third, quickly up into fourth after you make the turn. Second gear, let it roll through the corner and then pick up the speed as quickly as you can using all of the AstroTurf there on the exit, clipping the apex there. Lay down the brakes here, down into second gear, let the car rotate. Again, using all the track and then some. Third gear, feathering the throttle here. A little bit too aggressive there. Lost a little bit of speed. Again, a late apex here to get on the accelerator for this long straight with a kink in the middle. AI tends to stay to the right here. I kind of move down toward the apex there on the brakes early because this is a very tight turn. Second gear. Let it rotate, get on the gas. And this is a difficult complex here. Car tends to get loose as you get downshifting here. So you just kind of let it roll through that turn, second gear, and then on the gas for this straight. Kind of an awkward shift here. Fifth, immediately back down to third. You can't change the gearing on these Porsches. So you go to fifth, down to third, and that gets you through that turn pretty much at full speed. This is another awkward turn. It's downhill. If you get in there too deep, you're going to go sliding off the end of the track. So that's the end of my lap. That was good enough for second place, 1 minute 39.254 seconds. So here we are on the grid in Valencia. I qualified second, very pleased with that effort. I could have actually done better. I went faster in practice. But I'm satisfied with second. Again, just learned the technique of revving the throttle, jamming it into first gear as the flag drops, and I don't lose quite as many places. Now again, this is recorded after the race has been run because I don't have the capability of talking and driving on the computer that I race on. So I take the replay, put it back in the game on a different computer, record it, and now I'm just doing a voiceover. Again, I apologize. I still have the virtual mirror up in the top left. Haven't figured out how to get the real mirrors back in place. So my time in qualifying was 1:39.254. And the driver to the right there, he was at a 1:39.195. I've done a 1:38 in practice. So again, revving the engine up, and when the green lights go, slamming it into gear. And even when I do that, I still manage to lose a couple spots. Again, cold tires, on the brakes rather early, being rather conservative here. AI being a little bit more aggressive than me, I don't want to blow it. Slot into fourth place. So I'll take it relatively easy here, let the tires warm up, figure out where the AI is at and how aggressive they're going to be. Getting a feel for the car in race trim. The other thing I did differently, the previous race was at 97%. This is set at 99%. as far as the AI strength is concerned. May have to go up on that. Just want to make sure I don't blow it here early in the race. Thinking about taking this guy early, but no, not clear enough, and I don't want to destroy my chances here too early on the first lap, so I gave him the position back. It's a fun turn when you get it right, third gear, and just keep on the accelerator as you go flying up that curve down into a very difficult turn, because as you can see here, it goes downhill. You got to get your braking done fairly early, let it roll through, and then get on the gas for the very long straight here at Valencia. A little bit of a gap from the cars in front, and a little bit of a gap on the cars behind. They get on the brakes a little bit earlier than I do here, but it's comfortable. The tires are now starting to warm up, comfortably in fourth place. A little bit too deep there, road wide in the turn. Now the tires are warmed up. Again, too deep, not good there. Come on, Rick, get it together. Now the tires are warmed up, they're gripping, the car's turning a little bit better. I just got to get back in the groove, hit my marks, drive within myself. As I mentioned before, I don't want to be real aggressive. I don't intentionally hit other cars and bump them out of the way. If I can pass them legitimately, that's what I want to do. So trying to outbrake this guy into this turn and make the pass stick. Up into third place. Much better through this turn. On the gas, using up as much track as possible. Up into fifth here real quick, and then quickly down into third. Again, you cannot change the gear ratios on these Porsches. So it's kind of an in-between turn where I could go down to, or keep it in fourth and over rev it, approaching that turn, or what I do is just go up to fifth and immediately down into third. Really long straight here at Valencia on the main straight. Again, just getting comfortable with AI, getting comfortable with the car. Feeling like I can definitely challenge these guys. I think I've got the speed. I just, like I said, being conservative, don't want to blow it here early in the race. 12 laps. We're on the third lap right now. The way I have AI is set up and the way the game is, they are inconsistent from lap to lap, and there's a number in there that defines how consistent they are, with one being perfectly consistent every lap, and then it drops down from there. So you will see that some of these drivers will just be going slow, you pass them easily, they drop way behind you, and then a few laps later they come blasting by, and that's because of that inconsistency, which I think is okay. It gives some challenge to the driving. Sometimes they're going to get it right, sometimes they're going to get it wrong, and I think it's fairly realistic. So I'm all over the back of this yellow car. I'm thinking, okay, how can I get around him? Again, I don't want to bump him, I want to do it cleanly. But he may just be going through that slow portion for his particular driver now, and he may be quick later on. We'll see. But again, comfortably up into third. I'm quicker than these guys down the straight. I think I probably have less drag than them. But not enough to make a good, clean overtake going into this very fast first turn. And they use up all the track going wide here, and I stay within the track boundaries. Not really a comfortable place for me to pass. Now this place right up here, this turn right here, has a possibility. If they kind of screw up a little bit, I can get underneath them and possibly make a pass there. So that's one of the passing zones I'm looking at. This is probably my favorite passing zone coming up after the kink here, going into this relatively slow second gear turn right here. It's another one of my favorite passing zones. A little bit too far back to make any kind of a challenge. Again, just kind of feeling out the AI, feeling out my car. Don't want to blow it. We're on lap 4 of 12. Using up all the track. And here's where that in-between gear is. Fifth gear, down into third. Get on the gas, let it roll through there, and the car feels very comfortable when you get that right. I'm thinking I've got a pretty good chance of possibly even winning this race. We're not quite halfway through the race yet, but I'm staying right with these guys and quicker in certain parts of the track than they are. And I think I can possibly win this race. Went a little bit wide there. I didn't want to run into the back of him. But now I'm close. Can I get him underneath here in this turn? A little bit too far back. I had to get on the brakes there to give him a little extra room, and as a result I fell a little bit further behind. One of my favorite passing zones, and I took it in a little bit deep. We bumped. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. But I did get the pass, and I didn't mean to be that aggressive, though. Up into second place. A little bit too deep. I'm waiting for him to come by on the inside because I made that mistake, and sure enough, there he is. Takes that spot right back. It's all fair in love and war. I bumped him out of the way, felt bad about it. He comes back and takes advantage of my mistake. Perfectly fine with that. Completing lap 5. Now the first two cars are duking it out, slowing themselves down. Let me see if I can take advantage of this. Side by side through a fairly fast turn. And the black car on the inside maintains the lead. But I'll take advantage of that. He was forced a little bit wide. I dove to the inside. Nice clean pass up into second place. Car is feeling good. I'm comfortable with my pace. Trying to stay with the leader here and see where I can take advantage. Completing lap 6, halfway through the race. Started second, I'm back up into second. Pole sitter is still out in front of me. Getting a little bit of a challenge from behind, trying to protect my position, hitting my marks. close to him, have to run wide so I don't run into the back of him. And messed up my exit a little bit there. That's okay, we're staying with him. Again, right up on his bumper. I had to slow down. And uh-oh. Tank slapper. Oh, shit. Right in the middle of the racetrack. And I got nailed. Back end got a little bit loose. And I got off the throttle hoping to save it, but I didn't even overcorrect. I was just kind of driving straight. I was hoping it would just straighten itself out, but that didn't work. I got a little bit of aggressive trying to get back into the groove here. I passed one car and another one got past me. I'm down into 10th place, lap 7. Major damage, I'm sure, to the front of the car. Seems to be running okay right now. It's not pulling to one side or the other, but I don't feel like I have the same speed as I had before. Even with 100% damage, I'm still running, which is amazing. That was a head-on collision at pretty high speed. In reality, both of those cars will be out of the race. So that was my error. Car got a little bit loose. Not used to it getting loose there, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. Maybe I just tried to pinch the corner too much, get on the throttle too early. Could not save it. Lap 8. Down into 10th, still in the points. Thought about trying to make a move there, but again, trying to race clean. Pinched it again. Damn. Pinched it and back end came around. Dropping all the way down to 22nd. 2 mistakes. Went from challenging for the lead down to 22nd in 1 lap. Well, let's see if I can get any of these places back. The car's not handling real well right now. It doesn't sound right. Doesn't seem to have the same speed that it had before too. It's an abused Porsche. Just doesn't feel right. The Porsche SuperCup Series pays points down to 15th place. That's 7 cars in front of me, and I just don't think I have the car left to get that back. Starting lap 9, 4 laps to go. Those cars in front of me are pulling away just a little bit. Again, car's just not right. I'm getting pressured pretty hard from behind. Car sliding a little bit there. Trying not to lose any positions, but I'm losing ground to those cars in front. I think this race is a lost cause. But I don't do replays, I don't do do-overs. What you see is what you get. If I screw up, you see it. Not the greatest driver, but really thought I could win this race, but it just isn't going to happen. My only hope now is that the cars up in front make a mistake, spin out, crash each other out to make up some spots, but I don't think there's any way I'm getting back to the points. Starting lap 10, 3 laps to go. 22nd position. I pulled away from the cars behind. In fact, I think one of them dove into the pits. Looks like I'm starting to make up some ground on these cars in front. There's quite a train of cars there. So maybe there's a car with a problem that's slowing them all down. What a mess that turn is. Cars all over the place. I'm definitely getting closer. I kept it on the track. Now that black car behind me is starting to put some pressure on. The car is definitely sounding funny and it's not handling quite right, but you know, it's not sliding off the track, so I guess that's a good thing. Here we go, 2 laps to go after the completion of this lap. Black car is really putting some pressure on. I have to kind of watch my position here, make sure I don't make any mistakes, because he will be by in a heartbeat. Way too deep again. Driving way too aggressively, and that happens when you get frustrated. You overdrive the car, you make mistakes, you slow down. Starting to reel them in again, though. A little bit too aggressive on that turn. Heading up to start the final lap. White flag is out. Go right on them now. Let's see if any I can get. Looks like that Apex car, the 33 car, is driving a little bit slow. Try to take him on the inside of the turn, and I think I've got him here. And I do. One of those positions back up to 21st. Whole gaggle of cars in front of me going side by side. That makes it good for me. Getting a good run on this red car here. Another 28 car and taking him. Up into 20th. Whoa! Big oversteer there, but the driver catches it and brings it back in. Approaching the final turn, and it'll be a drag race to the finish. Can I get any more of these cars? Here we go. Making a run. this right at the line. So an exciting finish. Terrible race for me. Started second, finished 20th. 2 major mistakes, both of which were my fault. Damaged the car and finished out of the points.